Hello friends, welcome to this YouTube video program. We are discussing about the use of various research methods for conducting educational research. In our earlier program, we have discussed about the use of philosophical method, historical method, and we have also discussed about the use of experimental method. Today in this program, we'll discuss about the mixed method research or the mixed method that we use for conducting educational research. You might be remembering that in one of the program, in video program, YouTube video program, I have discussed about the classification of methods. Okay, so far as nature is concerned, so far as goal and objective and utility of research is concerned. At the same time, so far as the nature of information and nature of data is concerned, how we can classify our research. So as per the nature of information and data is concerned that we get from our research, we can classify the methods in three types. We can say as per the information received, our research may be a quantitative research, maybe qualitative research, or many a time maybe mixed type of research. Okay, mixed type of research means including both quantitative and qualitative research. You see, many a time you will find that you are getting only quantitative data, or your research is based upon the quantitative data analysis. So here you are getting certain weaknesses or certain drawbacks of your research, that you are analyzing only the quantity. Okay, like your experimental research and some types of survey research, you are just analyzing the quantity, and by using certain statistics you are reaching at the findings. And the implications of the findings, if you will see that there is very limited implications of your research, because you are not touching the qualitative aspect. Okay, the process aspect, how the things are happening. Okay, so you are not doing that, you are not observing, you are not involving deeply in the research. So that's why some aspect of research is lacking if you are taking only the quantitative data. And many a time as a researcher, what you are doing, you are just addressing only the qualitative aspect. Okay, so when you are doing a type of philosophical research, type of your historical research, mostly the data that you are getting, that is qualitative in nature, and very few, very negligible data that you are getting, that is quantitative in nature. But here the scope of getting quantitative data is very limited. So that's why here also the feedbacks that you are getting, or the drawbacks, or the in your scope, you are limiting only the qualitative aspect, you are not touching the other aspect, the quantitative aspect. So that's why there is another method that's called as the mixed method. But you see, in many research you will find that there is the scope of getting data in both type, getting both type of data, quantitative data as well as the qualitative data. Every problem in education, that is not exclusively a quantitative problem or exclusively a qualitative problem. Rather, an aspect of qualitative data analysis and an aspect of quantitative data analysis is there for addressing educational problem. So that's why, keeping in consideration of receiving, getting, or the scope of both the types of data, both quantitative and qualitative, we can use the mixed method research. So today we'll discuss about the concept of a mixed method research, and what are the different mixed method research design are there that we can use in our research. So friends, let us first focus upon the concept of a mixed method research. We can say that mixed method research is a research methodology which involves collection, analysis, and integration of quantitative and qualitative research methods. As I have already told you, mixed method research addresses both types of data. Okay, so you have to collect quantitative data as well as qualitative data, and you have to analyze both quantitative and qualitative data to reach at the findings. Okay, so it addresses both types of data. Then you can say this research methodology provides a better understanding of the research problems than either qualitative or quantitative research methodology alone. So many a time, as I have already told you, you are doing a particular types of study by using only the quantitative data, and you are doing many a time you are doing your research using only the qualitative data. But the purpose for the objective that you are studying, hardly you are achieving your purpose, achieving your objective, as most of the problems are aligned with certain quantitative aspect and certain qualitative aspects. So that's why mixed method focuses on mixing of both qualitative and quantitative data, deep understanding of a phenomena, and reduces the weakness of quantitative and qualitative approach. You see, there is the weaknesses of conducting a research only using the quantitative data or only using the quantitative data. So for reducing these weaknesses, what you can do, you can just select an approach for conducting your research by taking both types of data. So you have to design your research in such a type so that you have to use certain tool for getting qualitative data as well as for getting quantitative data. And during the interpretation, during the analysis and interpretation, you can just rationalize the data that you are getting. You can compare the data that you are getting. You can cross verify the data that you are getting by using the quantitative approach or the qualitative approach. So this is the major concern of conducting a research by using the mixed method. As per the Creswell in 1999, Creswell says that in a mixed method triangulation design, the researcher collects and analyzes quantitative and qualitative data separately on the same phenomena, and then the different results are converged by comparing and contrasting the different results during the interpretation. Okay, so here try to understand what Creswell says. The researcher collects and analyzes quantitative and qualitative data separately. So you have to collect quantitative data separately and you have to collect qualitative data separately on the same phenomena means the topic that you have selected, okay, the theme that you have selected, or the attribute or the variables or that you want to measure. So upon that variable, upon that attribute, upon that educational aspect, upon that you can say educational theme, you have to collect both type of data. As I have already told you, most of the educational problems that we conduct in our educational research are related with certain qualitative aspect as well as quantitative aspect. So that's why upon that phenomena you have to collect both types of data. Then you have to compare and contrast the data. You have to compare whether the quantitative data that you have received is aligned with the qualitative data or not, or any difference between them is difference between quantitative and qualitative data is there, so that you can do. So friends, the main advantage of mixed method research, you can say that it gives strength that to overcome the weaknesses of qualitative and quantitative research. The weaknesses for conducting a particular taking a particular type of data is removed here. Then it completes and comprehends a research problem for better understanding than either qualitative and quantitative approach alone. Then the most important thing is corroboration of the findings generated from other methods. Okay, so what you are doing, we are just corroborating the findings that you are getting by using the other methods, by using the quantitative methods, by using the qualitative methods. Okay, so that's why the scope is here vast, means you can observe and you can analyze a data minutely, means you can enter in a problem in an educational theme deeply, and you have to study very deeply, touching each and every aspect in different perspectives, in different contexts. So all the perspectives and context for conducting your research can be better addressed by using a mixed method research, because it addresses both types of data. Okay, how the things, first of all, it answers the question what Okay, means in terms of number, then it also it answers the questions of how. Okay, when how it happens. So here you are going one step ahead, not limiting yourself only in quantity. So friends, let us now discuss about that what are the different types of mixed method research design that we can use in our research. You see, several types of mixed method research design can be used, but here we will discuss four types of very popular mixed method research design. That is, first is the sequential explanatory design, second is sequential exploratory design, third is concurrent triangulation design, and the fourth is concurrent nested or embedded design. So I repeat, these four design we will be discussing in our in this program. First is sequential explanatory design, and second is sequential exploratory design. You see, in first design I am using the term explanatory, and second I am using the term exploratory and exploratory. So try to remember. Then the third is concurrent triangulation design, and the fourth is concurrent nested or embedded design. So try to understand that how we can use this design, and we'll discuss taking one example that how this design works in our research. You see, let us first discuss about the sequential explanatory design. In this design, the researcher collects and analyzes the quantitative data followed by the collection and analysis of qualitative data. So here you see, as I have already told you, there is the scope in mixed method research. There is the scope to get two types of data. Okay, mixed type of data, quantitative data as well as qualitative data. In this design, in sequential explanatory design, first your research will start to get the quantitative data. Okay, then further it follows to get the qualitative data. Your research will start to get the quantitative data, then after the researcher will feel that some samples can be covered to get qualitative data. So it will start from quantitative data to get the quantitative data, then further it will enter deep to the problem, and will collect some qualitative data. So first quantitative, then next qualitative. But here in this design, quantitative data is a dominant factor here, dominant method here. Then data collected from the sample through a survey method, you can say mostly quantitative in nature, but few sample units among the total samples are selected for a detailed study through interview or observation to know the detailed process and to validate the phenomena or result. So what you will do, you are doing a survey types of research. You have selected a group of sample, maybe 50 or maybe 100. It's okay that you'll use certain tool to get the quantitative data, maybe questionnaire, maybe your certain test, maybe any attitude scale. Okay, so during the research you will feel that among the sample units, let 50 or 100, few units can be taken for conducting a qualitative research or conducting qualitative data. So for those few sample, what you can do, you can use certain qualitative tools for getting certain tools for getting qualitative data, like interview, focused group discussion, or observation. You can observe certain things, you can take the interview, and you can also establish a type of focus group discussion. So friends, now let us discuss taking one example on sequential explanatory design, how we can conduct our study. So let us take one research title, that is a study on the implementation of workshop based activities conducted in different program study centers PSCs of IGNOU B.Ed program in Delhi region. I repeat this problem. A study on the implementation of workshop based activities conducted in different program study centers of IGNOU B.Ed program in Delhi region. So what you are doing in IGNOU B.Ed program as per the NCTE regulation, so there is in B.Ed curriculum, there is one component, compulsory component, that is workshop based activities. So here you will find that we have 12 days workshop based activities, 2 workshop based activities in first year 1 and in second year 1, as B.Ed is a 2 years program. So you want to know the implementation of workshop based activities by the program study centers. Okay, our programs run in the program study centers. They conduct the workshops. So how they conduct the workshops? So your study is based upon that. So what you will do? The study started with a survey of IGNOU B.Ed study centers in Delhi region. In Delhi region, we have 3 regional centers, and if you include all the B.Ed study centers, we have 10 study centers. So where our B.Ed student learners or student teachers are getting trained. Okay. So in 10 study centers, so 10 study center is your population. Okay. So what you will do? You have to select a sample. So among these 10 study centers, you can say 50%, or you can take all the study centers also. So through survey, what you will do, quantitative data are collected by using the questionnaire, test and scale, etc. So what you will do, you have developed certain questionnaire, you have developed certain test. If you want to know their achievement after the completion of the workshop, means what skills they have developed, okay, basing upon the content or the themes that has been kept in curriculum, in their curriculum, especially in workshop based activities, you can also design certain question. Okay, so if you want to know the achievement level of the B.Ed learners from the workshop based activities, you can design a questionnaire. That questionnaire you can use. Okay, that test you can use. Then you can also design a questionnaire, how the things are happening. And if you want to know the attitude of the learners, the attitude of the you can say the experts, those are taking sessions for in the workshop for the B.Ed learners, so that also you can do. So means the data by using the test or scale or questionnaire is highly quantitative in nature. But during your study, being a researcher, being an investigator, you feel that certain process aspect is not addressed by using only the questionnaire or test or scale. For that, a deeper study is required, a qualitative study is required. So what you will do, you have started your work in sequential explanatory method. I have already told you, you have started your work by survey, by getting the quantitative data. But further, what you will do, you are feeling that, you are realizing that the qualitative aspect should also be addressed. Okay, so that's why what you are doing further, 1 or 2 study centers were selected for detailed qualitative study by using interview and observation. So what you will do, among these 10 program study centers where the workshop is going on, you can select any 2. Let 2 means here 20% out of 10, 20%. You can select 10 or 20% of program study center. And what you can do, you can observe the things, or you can observe the sessions. You will sit there and you will observe how the experts are taking the sessions, how the student queries, and how the student the learners are acquiring the skills. Okay, so what are the means we have planned certain sessions, whether the sessions are going as per our planning or not, means the fruitful discussion is going on or not. Okay, so that's why you can observe and you can record the things, how the things are going on. Then you can also interview. You can interview the learners. Okay, you can interview the teachers to know detail about the process of the workshop based activities, session to session. What happened in first session, what happened in other session. You can make a proper planning also. Then you can take a focused group discussion. Okay, so taking a group of learners, you can develop a type of focus group discussion. So friends, you started your research by taking only the quantitative data by using the tools like questionnaire, test or scale. Then you are entering deeper to the study. What you are doing, you are using here interview schedule, or you are observing the things. At the same time, you are also taking the focused group discussion. So by doing this, you can compare the result. You can compare the quantitative data with the qualitative data, and you can better study. You can better understand the phenomena. And the result that you will get, definitely that result will be a better result then conducting a study only taking the quantitative data or only taking the qualitative data. So friends, this is the first design, that is sequential explanatory design. By using this sequential explanatory design, you can conduct your mixed method research. But you have to, being the researcher, you are the researcher, you are the investigator, you have better understand that what type of data should come through this research. So that's why selection of a specific mixed method research design is based upon you. You should take the decision whether quantitative data, whether you will go for to take quantitative data first or qualitative data first. So when you are selecting this technique, this design, means first you have to collect the quantitative data, and further you have to enter deeper to the study for taking the qualitative data. So friends, we discuss about one mixed method design, that is sequential explanatory design. In our next program we will discuss the other design. Thank you.